is coming up. It's got the AP in. Climb thrust. Don't retract the flaps. As we leave Geneva. Yeah, I saw Amir post on his Discord today saying that they're going to work on, he's going to work out something for the V1 callouts and stuff. So I think they'll make something happen at some point. Some cracking scenery. Get on this side. Now leaving Geneva. 7,000, that's transition standard. We're going to hit some limits. Man, we're going up like a rocket ship. Little nav map now. Absolute lovely scenery around here, it really is. The country's nice, it really is. It's surrounded by these wonderful mountains. Lakes and mountains, what more can you ask for? It's a huge lake, isn't it? It's absolutely massive. Well, Geneva wasn't bad for default airport. Like, it had basic models, it had jetways, and the jetways worked. I can't ask for much more for a default airfield. Smid, thank you for 67 just before takeoff. I'm sorry, I think I missed that, Smid. the packs run free. It's basically an unrestricted climb out here. You've got 7,000 by here, minimum of 10 by here, just straight out. We didn't even toga it in the airport. The aircraft was just bang. What's the flying time in this game? 1-on-1, yes. Everything's on a scale of 1-to-1. Let me have a look at the arrival stuff for a minute. We'll be coming around this DME arc, I think. $3,500. So we come around the arc at 3,500, then intercept at 3,300 according to this. So 344 reciprocal is 164, I think. 164 seems about right. 164. Scroll down here. Quite like having some guidelines to come in with. Nautical. There we go. So I've got a extended centre line coming out, and then we've got a 10 nautical fix going in. So at Z-bar 7,800. It's not really what the plan said. Because it says here on this arc 5,500 and then 5,000 here and 3.5 there. So we should be on this arc at 5,000. Working back to this turn point, I would have thought we'd on be 5,500, not 7,800. It's got 5,500 at WG832. That's too high. That's just too high. That should be like 5,000 at that point. Don't know what you mean, D22. WG832. Vagil 41. Nah, this can't be right. At Vag you have to be 3,500 or above. I'm going to give it a constraint. The altitude approach usually minimums, let's note otherwise. They are indeed minimums. That's why it has a line under it. But considering I need to be, just looking at this chart here, 3,500. And then, like, I don't want to be too high on profile coming in. Let's put it that way. It says, as long as you're above 3,500, that's fine. If I'm 36 by the time I get here, that's above the minimums and gives me a good intercept path, I think. You alright there, Jones? I think your 3 key is working, Jones. If you were testing it, it's definitely working. Charts are not the most easy to illustrate. Yeah, that's cool. That's absolutely fine. That looks like it's in the wrong position, doesn't it? It's so weird. Like, if you disconnect this cable, presumably the battery starts to drain. I wonder how quickly it drains. Yeah, Biggie Footy, they did a good job of that. That's like squeaky windows from Omsi, isn't it? Look. You know you've got a good sim when you get squeaks. That doesn't open. I love this. The fact that they have to put no cigarette disposal here. As if there are people who bring cigarettes into the cockpit.
Jones just likes the number 3. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3.
Thank you, Chris, for $3. That is the magic number. Right, low G runway 34 center. Assumed good condition. Refresh the meta, apply it. 60.8. I'm guessing it pulled that through from the last flight. I kind of feel like it caches there. But we can check. Actually, no. Wait a sec. We worked this out a minute ago. Was it? Where did we see it? fuel prediction? Was it 2.8? Yeah, 60 points. 61.6. So it does cache it then. It's a bit naughty. 61.6. There you go. Medium brake. We'll put low brake. Oh, look at that. Low. If we do low brake, does this assume? Oh, idle, no reverse. Maximum reverse. Let's do. Wait, surely if I do maximum reverse though, that should come right down. Surely. Full flaps, max reverse, auto thrust on, manual land. This is the most likely scenario. It's an FAA requirement to have a cigarette extinguisher. Wait, that says no cigarette. That's not a cigarette extinguisher, is it? I'm not really sure why you're supposed to put a burning cigarette. Takes time for the reverse to take effect. Oh, on the calculation. Put the burning cig into the oxygen mask. Yeah, definitely work. No doubt about it. Isn't the runway dry? What was it on? Did I have it on not dry? It should have been on dry, shouldn't it? It's on good medium. Good medium. Weather it got from the METAR, so it must know it's dry. I don't know where else I can... What was he looking at? Battery, 98%. You think old Cessnas I trained on ashtrays? Yeah, but they came from the 70s most likely. The left of medium. This one. Dry, good, good, medium, 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 poor. I kind of read this as like a condition of the runway rather than how wet it is. So the fact you can go from poor to dry, shouldn't that be like dry to wet? Damp, flooded, whatever. I don't know. Good medium is wet. So that's wet then. So what's this then? 34 Celsius in ground. One is the Hudson River. One is like unlandable. Replace your wheels with floats. Or is snow on ice, etc. Wow. Want me to check? Give me the numbers and I'll throw it in my app from work. What numbers do you need? 61.6 ton landing weight, I think. Low brake. Maximum reverses. Full flaps. And then you've got the weather on screen. Runway, temperature, wind. 3-4 centre. Yeah, at grass. Temperature down there is 24 Celsius. Although I don't understand, it says 34 here. But then it says 24 here. So presumably this is the temperature when we get there, 10 degrees less. The wind's 170 at 5. Wait a minute, we've got a tailwind. Why are we landing on 3-4? Why the heck are we landing on 3-4 with a tailwind? Oh, that's the runway. 34 Celsius. Yeah, ignore that. But we have a tailwind on landing, which is a bit weird. Maybe the wind changed. Because that's what SimBrief decided. Yeah, that's not the track temperature. I don't fancy landing with a 5-knot tailwind though. Check the runways in use. What? As in? Yeah, still 1705. We'll see. I know it's not 80s. Wandless Wizard, thank you for 16 months. Oh, another big lake off our left side.
BTW, the new engine I bought is based on a Scottish logo, so when I drive it, I have to wear a kilt bonnet, and instead of water it uses whiskey.
Whiskey. Nice. That's an expensive fill-up, Chris. What's like £20 a litre? Oof. I'll never get a cup of tea. You want that cheap whiskey? Really, Trucker J? Wait, I mean, most of the price of a whiskey is actually excise duty? A bit like fuel? Is it really? Well, I suppose in England it's easier for us to move whiskey from Scotland than it is to get it to Canada. But if you've got like insane taxes, fair enough. Played Rover Mechanic Sim. Might get a bit repetitive like the others, probably. Who makes it? Can you see this texture in here, look, on the glass? Like the light is scattering dirty parts of the glass, but if the light moves, it'll change. The detail is amazing. Slightly nicer view. You also saw somewhere that the flat panel buffer when extended. The flaps, when you extend the flaps, they buff it slightly. I need to check when our top of descent might be coming up. It's not for a while yet. What's ETP in brackets? Made by Pyramid Games, never heard them. Equal time points, that's literally halfway. Gaming Crazy Moose, thank you for subbing, welcome. Doesn't display that on the Boeing, does it, ETP? Have a chance to fly an A380. I wouldn't be surprised if Phoenix worked on an A380 next. And a really, really good version of it as well. Imagine that. I'd tell you what I want Phoenix to do. I'm going to message Amir and tell him I want an A350. That's what I want. I hope he does an A350. That would be amazing. I'd really enjoy that. That'd be so cool. What a superb view. I love the way that like Microsoft has worked out how to put like scatterings of snow and ice. It doesn't just sit there with like uniform peaks. It kind of tries to spread it out like real life. You can actually, Ryan, yeah. You can indeed. You can. Literally, if I bring up the camera, you can turn around and you can go back, thinking up this door. You can walk around the cabin. It's all like nicely detailed here. Coffee machine if you fancy a coffee. Some food and stuff in there. And then you can like go back down here, have a look at the detailed seating areas. I think they even modelled, if I was to put the PAX seatbelt lights on, I think they come on here as well. I don't even know if you can click any of these. Apparently not. Yeah, you know that Orbex scenery when we was down at, was it Gatwick? No, Edinburgh. And you had all those 3D people. If it put them inside here in just wonderful poses, that'd be amazing. You come back here and just see like random people in different poses. That'd be so good. You notice how the engine audio changes as you get further back. Little details. That's it. Actually a lot. You don't know what's behind here. You don't want to know what goes on behind there. But yeah, listen to the engine audio change. Is that what that is, the Mile High curtain? Should that be like all the way down? Or not? I don't know. I'm not cabin crew. Get a bit bumpy. Nice. Such a good view. Look at this. Shouldn't the cabin door have a key code panel? Most likely. IRL, you couldn't just walk through it. Yellow level up is door disarmed. Yeah, up top I think, but it feels like it should have been locked down. I wonder who lives in like these little places, you know? Just live around here and you probably don't see anybody for days. A bit of turbulence going on. Is there a DLC for this game, or is he using a mod, or is he using a base game, a base game vehicle? Bexy. Right, so when you say DLC, this aircraft is a purchasable aircraft for £50 from Phoenix Simulation or Phoenix Simulation. So you have to buy this aircraft to fly it. It has an A320 or an A319, I can't remember. It has one built into the sim, but it's like basic. This is like a proper one. So you have to buy it on top of the sim. But they don't tend to call it DLC. It is, Chris, quite frankly. I mean, it depends how you look at it. Like, £50 is the price of a game, like a proper game. Or twice as much if you're EA. But for most people, £50 is like a full game. Well, study level aircraft is what you get for £50. Yeah, they tend to call them add-ons, not... don't tend to call it DLC. I don't know why. Probably because it's not official stuff. If that makes sense. Like with Train Sim, most of the stuff is made by Dovetail, so they tend to call it a DLC. So non-sim is £50 for playing seems like a lot, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Exactly, Jack Sims. Yeah, PMDG's more, isn't it? I think this is less than the PMDG. Alright, let's have a quick look at what we're going to be descending down to initially. Steam trains finally coming to Train Sim World. Are they powered by whiskey though? That's the question. So we clear ourselves down to 9,000 probably. Go from there. Is that a squirrel in the cockpit? What can possibly go wrong? Let's have a look. Okay, what's all the data? 1.0.9. Now let me just check that. So does mine, OEG, that's correct. Course 345, 344, close enough. Now you can get the weather if you want to. I remember this. You can get the weather from a weather request in this thing. I think it's in here. There you go. WX. Go weather request, and then you go OG like that. Ident, and you want a METAR or a TAF. So you say, well, I want METAR. Yes. Send. And then you get a message back. Receive messages, weather data. You know, easy op, skip rid of that. And then you get a METAR straight back, which is really nice. I love that. So anyway, 1016. Or you can do it from over there. 24 Celsius, 1705. We're going to go full landing, which is fine. To get the barrow and stuff from here. So Cat 2 would be blimey. Airport elevation 1120. So category, what category are we? What category of aircraft are we going to be, A or B? Are we a C? I can't remember which way that was. Which is the biggest? A320 is a C. So what would an A350 be then? So an A350 be a D, would it? E is an A380, blimey. Huh. Top of descent's coming soon. It is a bit like council tax band. Oh, look at that. The sun's getting lower now. And you've got these lovely shadows. So good. The good thing about heading east when the sun's in the west is we get the benefit of not having the sun in our face. do, Martin, yeah. Whoa, it's turbulence kicking in. Gonna get ahead of that descent this time. I don't know, Club Pepper. Don't know, that unintuitive. Eventually, I think they'll be like the inside of a Tesla. There'll just be like one screen in the middle, and it's stick. Thanks, how you doing? Gonna say goodnight as you have load shedding in 5 minutes, and again tomorrow when your first stream starts, we'll catch the second stream again. No worries, dude. Have a good one. The other thing about touchscreens, Clo Pepper, yeah, as Leanne said, that they're actually very hard to use when you've got turbulence. You get it quite a bit in smaller planes, especially. Like when I'm flying in a plane, if I'm trying to use an iPad and I've got turbulence here, kind of like, you know, trying to press it, it can be really annoying. And even just something like spinning the heading hold in this, you would put your hand on the top there to steady it, and then you would spin the wheel if there's turbulence. The touch screens aren't going to work really. They do, the TBMs do use touch screens, and they work pretty well. But if you notice, they have big icons and quite big spaces between them to make sure you don't accidentally hit the wrong thing. I think they tend to put them on the center column as well, so you can at least steady your hand a bit.
Got some cake?
Uh-oh, we just had a
The
biscuit.
view on this flight is great, and so is the first class cake today. Time to get another piece with a cuppa.
You enjoy. Yeah, look, you can see these shadows are getting really long now. It won't be that long before sunset's kicking in. If it had been coming here half an hour later, there'd have been very few highlights, and we may have had a sunset landing. Yeah, I mean, physical controls are still nice to have. Wouldn't be surprised if we have to get the spoilers out at some point. Yeah, I could do Tootsie. Have you seen the new Mercs EQS Dash? I have. Yeah. They've had a single screen for about 18 months on the newer models. Yeah, they even have, some of them have a screen in the back for the rear passengers as well. It's just nuts. Raskar, tier 2, 71 months. Thank you, Raskar. Have you tried it in VR? I have not. I don't do VR really. As a frame rate compared to the PMDG? To be honest, I mean, it's going to differ for everybody. Like the PMDG and this, I didn't really have any frame rate issues. But then I've got a high-end PC, so, you know, there is that. But I've seen people in the Phoenix Discord server say that, you know, they're struggling. Like, you need a high-end PC. They're struggling with frames. So it's probably true. There's so many variables. With the Phoenix app, you can tell it to do a lot of the rendering either on the CPU or the GPU. Now, initially they were saying do it on the CPU, which a lot of people did, and then some people's CPUs were getting hammered. And if you've got a high-end GPU, you can tell it to go on the GPU, which is what I've done. So then all the rendering for these screens is done on the GPU. And it takes the load off the CPU quite a bit. But then I've got a high-end CPU as well. So, you know, that's an option that you can play with, depending on what your setup is. Still rocking a 1080 Ti. 1080 Ti's are still great, man. Once we pass the Beeru, we should appear on here. Still on profile, so we're okay at the moment. You're not wrong. 1080 Ti is one of those, like, this is where Nvidia got it all right kind of cards. $2080 is still a good card. 3000 series cards, they start to get very, very power hungry. My son's got a 2018, his PC. I've got a 3090, and the power draw is just night and day. Like, it's insane. It'd be very interesting to see what they do with the 4000 series when they come out. Well, part of me hopes, Leanna, that they'll make the 4000 more efficient. Part of me hopes they'll move to like a risk setup. A bit like what Apple have done. Just go full on risk with it and reduce the power draw. But, yeah, you know. Given the price of electricity these days, and the fact that price of electric's going up, nobody really wants to have an ever increasing power draw on the graphics card. Like, you don't want to turn your PC on and it'd be drawing power like your oven in the kitchen. It's going to cost a lot of money to run. Oh, this is getting nice now. Look at this. Sunset is coming in. Lovely. Always buy a good PSU. Whenever you're building a PC, don't skimp on the PSU, like, is my advice. Be quiet PSUs, obviously, are fantastic, obviously. But I would say that because there's a logo in the middle of your screen. But no, genuinely, be quiet PSUs are very, very good. The dark power stuff is incredible. Hey, literally, honestly, like, it's not an ad. I've got one. I had problems with my PSU. I put the Dark Power Pro in there, and I have never had a problem since. It does what it's supposed to do. Its job. Be quiet, Squirrel. Haha, I see what you did there. Your Dark Power Blue? Wow. Really? Flipping heck. What did you do to it? Constraint coming up, which is as expected. Lightwing fangs are incredible, yeah. I'm going to put some of those on my PC. Actually, Be Quiet have sent me a box of stuff. I've not opened it yet. Tomorrow on stream we'll open it. When we're in cruise we'll open it up and see what they sent me. I think they were going to send me a cap and stuff and maybe a t-shirt, but I'm not sure what else they've put in though. Sadly, I don't think we're going to see sunset, but pretty close. Right then, let's get some stuff going on here. Seatbelt signs are coming on. One-way turn-offs are coming on. Don't need anti-ice today, boom, 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 boom. That's all fine. We will low brake is what we said. We will arm the spoilers now. They're already armed. Never disarmed them. Look at this view. This is amazing. Looking so good out there. The view out ahead is incredible. Indeed, Tootsie. Yep. You know, set a power limit MSI after it. That's what I had to do, 7-Eleven. When I had a problem with my power supply, that's exactly what I had to do. I had to throttle my graphics card down to stop it from surging the power supply and tripping it. That GPU's dropping in price. It'll take time. It'll be 2024 before you get normality, I think. Yeah, track hour's working. I've just got it disabled for now. I tend to turn it off because for you as a viewer, you don't want to see like this all the time. Me, like, you know, just when I'm talking, I'm looking up at chat. Like, you don't want this. It's not great for you. So I tend to just pause it for the most part until I really need it, and then I re-enable it. What the heck just happened? What's all that? What are you doing, Airbus? The random throttling. Something freaked it out. More drag required. Here we go. I did say to you, I've got a feeling we'll need the spoilers at some point. Having it throttle up like that didn't help. Let's get back on profile here. Look at that. Lovely jubbly. Right, we're almost back on profile. It's beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. Great time of day to be landing. Okay, back on profile, retracting the spoilers, and then we'll rearm them. We'll put the landing info on now. Ten nautical to the VOR. Going to pull the speed back. What's your pilot license rating? I haven't got IFR, I've just got normal PPL plus night rating. Right, we're going to arm the approach, so we're lowering the gear. Go flaps 2 now, bring the speed back. Slightly below glide slope while looking back. Waiting for the localizer to kick in. localizer. Starting your PPL, did a few lessons. Definitely worth doing, mate. Finally got glide slope. Should start descending shortly. Right, now we've captured. Put that back up to go around. Right, let's see. Brakes done. Spoilers are armed. Still left end start, that was good. Okay, I think we're good. Stable approach, everything's looking fine. Right, let's test this autopilot disconnect now, shall we? That seemed to work. Nice. We are flying the plane. Enunciated TA only. I thought I had it on TAR, right?
$500. $100 above. Minimum. $50, $40, $30, $20. Retard.
Well, the reverser worked. Reverser works okay, doesn't it? Welcome to grass. Yeah, that was, I think my landings have got better over the day. That was alright. I'm alright with that one. Kept it center. Didn't slam it. I'm happy with that one. Let's quickly try again to fire up the stupid APU. There we go. Retract the landing lights. Okay. Turn off lights. Tax lights come on. We'll turn off. Down to standby. Flaps are up. De-arm the spoilers. And try to work out Looks like the terminal's pretty close. Now this is Orbex scenery, so it should be not rubbish. What a nice time of day to come into grounds. Look at this. Biggie footy, I thought it'd be 2 years. In my head, I thought to myself, in 2 years' time, this sim will be amazing. But I think it's a little bit earlier than 2 years. This ground looks wet. It looks like they don't have any jetways here. Okay. Power is available. You bleed and come on. Seatbelt signs off. Beacons off. Taxi come off. Can commence deboarding, and I don't know if it's going to pull out the air stairs or we might have to do it manually. Don't know what it's going to do. We'll bring it out manually. What a lovely time of day to land at Graz. Look at that. Sun just going behind. That's fantastic, that is. Right, looks like ground power is now available. Some more flick to ground power. Ground power is on. Turn that off. Our work here is done, I think. Yeah, so the throttle calibration definitely helped, and then the whole reverser thing worked nicely. So quite happy about that. And then pack's getting off. 102 people. Pack 1 fault. You what, mate? Because that's on. There we go. Lovely. I think I might grab a screenshot of this for the Volanta thing. Save that. Phoenix just received an update. Is that the controller update that we're talking about? There you go. That's what that looks like. Right. Let me bring up. I know they had an update coming to fix some controls, but that's probably a TCA throttle update. There. And then we go to flights, and that's the one that we just did. And then there you go. So you can add your screenshots to your flight. So then you've got them like that. There's a little memento of your flight. You wouldn't want a one-to-one trekking experience. Lol. You've not got the company outfit on. I don't have a livery. I don't have a livery for this plane. I'd like to get one. EFB and performance updates. I thought they were doing controller stuff. Cooper, thank you for 10 months, by the way. The paint kit has been released, Nickard. When? Somebody said today that it hasn't been released yet. Amir just released the info on the Discord and an update. Let's have a look. Announcements. Just pushed an update to you. It can be acquired by going to your customer dashboard on phoenixsim.com and re-downloading the A320 or clicking top right in the app. The aim of this update is to address issues preventing proper use of the product, example installation errors, performance, EFB and display glitches, and expanding controller support. Right, so it was there. Detailed breakdown. Xbox keyboard controllers. Able to fix support for rudder control. Apple Pay. We disabled Apple Pay after several hundred users signed up paid but couldn't log in. Okay. PayPal. We've been working with PayPal to get it working. Performance. We're genuinely surprised to see a number of customers reporting extremely low, unflyable FPS in the aircraft. During development, we tested it on 50 different hardware setups. With the data collected from a few hundred users, we're able to make some very promising performance improvements in the latest build, especially on 4-core machines. EFB. If you've been having problems using the EFB, we've made a number of changes and improvements and fixes. Work is ongoing. Paint kit. We've uploaded the paint kit and are working on adding it to your customer dashboard, but I don't want to delay in people getting their hands on it, so here's a direct link to the paint kit. Oh, we got a paint kit. I know, right? You've got to be pretty brave, Lithandril, to play this game on 4 cores. So it looks like the controller update is primarily around actual controllers, not the TCA throttle that some people have been struggling with. Although I think the TCA throttle issues largely are down to people not calibrating it very well. Cool, so who knows how to do paint kits for A320s? That's the next question. Lovely. Jack Sims, I thought you was the man. Back in the day, you was the man. Have you lost your skills? Has Waitrose done that to you? Is that what Waitrose did to you? Let's go and raid somebody. Who should we raid? Should we raid 757 Spy? Let's go and raid him. I think we should raid somebody. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. I've been streaming constantly all day and I need to go. I'll be back tomorrow. Schedule's different tomorrow, I think, because of the F1, if I remember. I think I'm starting a bit earlier. But let's go and raid 757 Spy for the lols. Go and chuck a couple of nuts in his chat. Say hi to him, be nice, etc. And I will see you all tomorrow. I think, like I say, I'm starting early, so yeah. Let's go and give him a little surprise. Alright guys, that's it from me. Take it easy. Thanks for watching. Love you all. Good night.